Hey everyone! So last week Amazon just announced a hiring freeze. A note was sent out to Amazon employees explaining the situation, and there's been a lot of speculation around potential layoffs. I worked at Amazon for 2.5 years, and naturally, as someone who makes videos all about helping people get into AWS and land a job in the cloud, I've received a lot of messages from job seekers asking me, Lucy, what is going on? Do I still have a chance of landing a job at AWS? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say things will all be okay and that it won't be harder for you to get into AWS. The whole economy is at a pretty uncertain place right now, and we've all seen recent articles like Twitter slashes nearly half of its workforce and Meta lays off 11,000 staff. These types of headlines have been in the news for a few months now, and whilst it started off with smaller companies and early stage startups, the big tech giants like Amazon, Google, Apple, and Meta are now feeling the effects. And honestly, it's pretty heartbreaking to see, because layoffs mean that people are forced to find new jobs with very short notice, and with hiring freezes going on, there are now less open positions available for people searching for jobs. What's worse is that these are more than just shocking numbers and big headlines. Behind every layoff and hiring freeze, there are real people and lives being impacted. In this video, I'll be explaining what exactly is happening with Amazon's hiring freeze, and my advice on how to adjust your job seeking strategy so that you can build the relevant skills to maximize your chances of landing a job in tech. And just as a disclaimer, all opinions presented here are my own. Many of you have reached out to me feeling stressed about the hiring freeze, so I don't want to spread any fear and negativity in this video. Instead, I want to provide you with some actionable steps that you can take to make the most of this tough situation. So here's a summary of what's going on with Amazon's hiring freeze. The company decided to pause on new incremental hires in the corporate workforce. This freeze will be in place for the next few months. Amazon will continue to monitor what they're seeing with the economy and the business and adjust in a way that they think makes sense. If people leave the company or move on to other roles, they will hire backfills to replace them. On a brighter note, Amazon mentions that they still intend to hire a meaningful number of people in 2023, and they remain excited about significant investments in their larger businesses and newer initiatives like Amazon Prime Video, Alexa, grocery, and so on. They didn't mention AWS specifically, but I'm guessing that fits into their larger businesses, since their Amazon Web Services business is a major source of profit. From the perspective of someone who has spent the past 2.5 years working at AWS, I can kind of see why they decided to announce a hiring freeze. And it's probably the same reason why Google and Apple chose to do the same. One reason, obviously, is to lower costs. But I believe another reason is to protect internal employees. By reacting early and recognizing that hiring needs to slow down, they can try and prevent situations where they have to lay off people already working in the company. I know for some of you that sounds like a pretty obvious statement for me to make, but I wanted to emphasize that instead of focusing your energy on blaming the companies, all we can do at this point is to try and make the most of the situation. Okay, so at this point, it's kind of hard to tell what roles at AWS and Amazon will remain open. That's just the reality of things right now. But my advice is that if you're currently in the interview process, definitely double check with your recruiter or your main point of contact and ask if they have more information. I'd recommend also browsing an app called Blind. It's an anonymous forum and community for employees to discuss different topics, including the Amazon hiring freeze. And for those who aren't in the interview process, I'd highly recommend revisiting your job search strategy. So instead of just looking for roles in one or two of your dream companies, maybe diversify a bit and explore positions in other companies. For example, Amazon has a global network of partners, and these partners are also looking for people with cloud skills. Another tip is to spend time updating your resume, building relevant skills, and practicing interview questions. Essentially, making sure you're well prepared so that if a great opportunity does come up, you'll be able to apply right away. I'd recommend taking a look at the job descriptions of the roles you're interested in to figure out what skills they look for. I have a bunch of videos on AWS certifications, cloud projects, and what it's like working at AWS. If you'd like to stay updated, feel free to subscribe to the channel because I'll be uploading new videos every week. So speaking of building relevant skills, I'd like to take a moment to introduce today's video sponsor, Skillshare. First of all, let me just say, Skillshare is offering a 1-month free trial, and I personally love some of the courses I've been taking. It's an online learning community with thousands of classes for anyone who loves learning and wants to explore their creativity and learn new skills. If you have specific skills you're trying to learn, Skillshare is a great place to start. From tech and finance to productivity, graphic design, and more, you can find classes that will match your goals and interests. Here is a class by #Learning providing an absolute beginner's introduction to Amazon Web Services. They also have a bunch of other cloud courses, so if you're on your cloud learning journey, I'd recommend checking out Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the video description below will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. So thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. The final tip is to show your work. I read this book and it completely changed the way I view self-promotion and posting on LinkedIn. So most people, once they learn something new or build something cool, they kind of just keep it to themselves and don't share it with the world. But as a job seeker, showcasing your skills and projects will help you build up a network of people who want you to succeed. For example, let's say you build a cloud project, maybe an Amazon Lex chatbot. You can make a LinkedIn post explaining how you built it and what skills you developed. When other people see your post and find it helpful or interesting, they may reach out to you and slowly you start building a network. These people in your network might then connect you with recruiters, jobs, and opportunities that will help you in your search. Alright, so that's all I have to say about Amazon's hiring freeze and how you can make the most of the situation. Please give this video a like if you got something out of it, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now!